Happy Sunday. I am KHOU meteorologist Kim Castro based out of Houston, Texas. It is Sunday, June 26th, and we are watching the tropics. Here is your update for you. We are still keeping a close eye on the Gulf. No changes when it comes to probabilities for development over the next 5 days. The National Hurricane Center still has this area in yellow under a 20% chance to see any tropical systems come to fruition. Nothing expected over the next 2 days, but we're keeping a close eye on a couple of different variables to see if something does spark up. What is the likelihood that that system could garner a little bit of strength and could potentially survive for a couple of days and bring us some local impacts? So first, we're going to look at the Saharan air layer. This kind of shows us how much dry air, how much dust is in the atmosphere, and could this potentially impede a tropical system? Right now, nothing expected along the Gulf. A lot of that activity centered in the central Atlantic Ocean. Another thing we look at, shear. Hurricanes, tropical systems, tropical storms, tropical depressions, all of them do not like to be interrupted by shear, so wind that is working against them. Right now, the shear forecast for this week, pretty low. A little bit of shear may be working this way, but for the most part, the more prominent shear signatures well off to our east. So that could mean if something does start to spin up here, it wouldn't be impeded by dry air. It wouldn't really be impeded by too much shear, and it would certainly be propped up and helped by the abundant moisture and warmth, the fuel source that we have been brewing over the last few weeks in our ocean waters. The Gulf Coast right now is sizzling. 88 degrees, 89 along the island, 90 degrees along the Louisiana coast. All in all, average temperature for this area in red here, 88 degrees, 91 the maximum water temperature. Remember, a tropical system only needs 80 degrees in order to kick up and fire off. So more than 10 degrees above that in some spots means if a system does kick off from this surface level front that we're watching, it definitely has all the resources, all the tools it could possibly need to start to form and to potentially start to gain a little bit of strength rather quickly. It's going to need to move quickly because it's going to potentially form in the Gulf, and it doesn't have very much time to collect those resources that it needs. But like I showed you, the resources are very fruitful and they are definitely going to be available if something does form. So the surface front that we're watching here on Monday is just going to bring us those showers and thunderstorms ahead and behind the front. Now, as that starts to push offshore though, the tail end of this front has this counterclockwise rotation, and right now models are showing that it could potentially spin up and kind of take a life of its own as we head into Tuesday morning. If it does that, again, it's pretty much at will to do what it would like with the available moisture that it has. So that's why we have to keep a close eye on it. Although it's only a 20% chance that the rotation along the tail end of the front does cause a spin up, if this does foster and manifest itself, then we do have to keep a close eye on it. Right now, models are showing that it gets its strength and then starts to push towards Corpus Christi area. What that means for us, we get the kind of spin-off shower activity, which would bring us some beneficial rain. So all in all, we actually would like to see the system kind of work in a little bit of the moisture that we so desperately need. Weeks on end of worsening drought conditions. So if we could get this low pressure system to hang out for a little bit, bring us some beneficial rain, and then be on its way, well, then that's good news for the Houston metro area. Check it out. Models right now are showing anywhere between potentially half an inch there in the Austin County area, potentially getting into the 1-2 inch territory for Wharton along the coastline, Matagorda, Brazoria, Galveston, even into Chambers. You could see maybe 2-3 inches of rainfall. That's what the models are hinting at, but they have been jumping around a little bit depending on if that circulation forms and where it moves to. That will impact our rain potential, certainly. So we'll keep a close eye on the latest model runs. We'll have an update for you this evening. We'll have an update for you tomorrow and kind of adjust those expected rainfall totals accordingly. So again, only a 20% chance to see that development in the coast. A much bigger chance, 70% is what the National Hurricane Center has for this already tropical low to become potentially a tropical depression. Right now, it is moving west at 24 miles an hour. It's got winds at 30 miles an hour, showers, thunderstorms, trying to get their act together, trying to get some organization, which could happen certainly by Friday, meaning that that could be the second named storm of the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season, which would be Bonnie. We are going to be giving you updates throughout the week, so just make sure you are keeping up with us here on the web, on YouTube, and on social media. So you can be sure to catch my latest updates on Twitter. You can catch me on Instagram. You can also catch me on Facebook. These are my handles: Kim Castro, WX for weather, Kim Castro _WX on Instagram, and then Kim Castro KHOU on Facebook. Until then, I am wishing you a wonderful and safe weekend. See you next time.